All right, I'm going to introduce you then. Uh, Mr. Mr. Young Man, Martin,
Young.
the ex-dweller of uh, of Japan, Kansai region, with me today to talk about some Japan. So, yeah, where have you been staying when you first came here?
So when I first came to Japan
Yeah,
on my first year, okay, just to give a bit of background, I was studying Japanese in university in France,
right.
and for our last year of university, we could do a year in Japan program. That's what I did. I got selected for, or accepted for university in Kobe called Konan Daigaku. I went there for I think, yeah, a year, and I stayed with a host family in Kobe, which was really really great. I got really lucky on my host family. They were quite wealthy. Like
Right.
when I think I told you before, they had a driver.
Oh, you
Uh,
didn't. You didn't.
they had a driver.
Jesus. Okay. Where did they live in Kobe? Because I know like a few areas like Akashi and things like places like those that are super like well off.
Well, that's not where they lived. They lived in a place called Nagata,
Hmm.
which is pretty normal. There's some slums if you go a bit higher towards the mountain, but when it's towards the train station, it's okay. It's not that bad. But the neighborhood in which they lived had a few yakuza, so you get some pretty nice houses there. And I remember my host mom telling me, "Yeah, you see that black house over there? Yeah, don't go too much around there. It's a yakuza family." I was like, "Okay." So yeah, there were quite a few yakuza family allegedly in Nagata. Apparently, some previous exchange student that she had would go to bars in the neighborhood and drink with yakuza.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it was a nice place. It was pretty calm. It was not very wealthy uh, style place. Like my ex-girlfriend used to live in a very very wealthy place. It's called I forgot the name.
Around Kobe?
Yeah, I forgot the name. It was just a station next to Conan. Uh, I don't remember the name, but
Was
Ash, ah,
Wasumi
Asia. I think it's
Asia?
Asia.
Oh, Asia. Oh yeah, yeah. Asia is super rich.
Yeah, so she used to live there, and yeah, a lot of people were wealthy. She showed me like her neighborhood. It was like, oh yeah, the guy living there is the CEO of a chain of a restaurant, very popular in Japan, stuff like that. I was like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, Kobe is nice.
Yeah, Kobe is really nice. So anyway, I lived pretty much a year with my host family. When my program finished, I decided I was going to look for a job in Japan. So I stayed with my host family for a bit and looked for a job. I didn't find anything in Kobe. I mean, I didn't have any qualification as a teacher, so but I think most people know that you don't really need one,
Yeah.
uh, like a certificate or anything. If you want to work in a high school or university, you need some kind of certification most of the time. I know of one guy who just had a degree in English. It was not anything related to teaching, but he still got a job as a teacher in a high school,
Sweet.
the Conan High School actually, which is even better because the pay was really good. And after that, he got promoted and started working in the university, which makes his salary so much better. Like it
Oh
was
yeah.
So
Double.
he got really lucky. But for me, I found a job in Mie, uh, which I then moved to. Uh, I think that was it August 2019? No,
No, no, it was before
2018.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
18.
18. Yeah, because you arrived in 2019,
19 in March. Yeah.
right? So I started working there in a small town in Mio. I mean, small town in Japanese standards. If you compare it to a European standard, it was
It's
pretty
quite big.
big.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember like people were saying to me, "Oh, what do you think of the city? It's pretty small." And I was like, "What?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel.
What? What are you talking about? This is huge."
Yeah. There's like 24-hour supermarket right there, and like
Hmm.
you could everything. But
Yeah, and if you went closer to the port, it was kind of really industrial and stuff like that. Right, give me
yeah.
a sec. Right, give me a sec.
Okay.
Oh, all good. So yeah, so the city was quite big. There was a kind of an industrial area, so it was. But we lived more on the how to say Inaka side, where you would have the rice field and stuff like that. So when you look when you look around that place, yeah, it really looks like a small town. But if you go in the city, then it's pretty big city.
Yeah, I mean, I remember coming there and being like surprised because I was told it was like a small town, and I lived in a small town in both Italy and Serbia, and then I came like, what are these people talking about? Like it's decently big.
Right, right. I I feel like the Japanese standard for a city are really skewed, and I think it's the same in most of Asia. I remember my sister. She when she was in university, she had a friend who was a Chinese exchange student,
Hmm.
and they were talking about Paris. So in France, Paris is like the biggest city, the biggest one.
Right.
And she was like, yeah, yeah, Paris is like a medium, small size city, right? And for us, like, no, that's a huge city.
Yeah.
But in China, Paris is like a small, medium city.
Yep. Exactly.
So yeah, so in Asia, the perception is really different.
Yeah, I love it now when I talk to people because I live in Osaka now. So I love it when people say, "Oh yeah, yeah, Osaka's like a small city, but like if you I'm like shut up, it's like 3 million people, 3.5 million people." Like, well,
It's insane. Like when you go in the center of Osaka and someone comes and tell you, yeah, that's pretty much it's medium, small size city. Like, what?
I mean, like
What?
it doesn't compare to Tokyo. Everything pales in comparison. It's like the biggest city in the world, but
Sure.
like Osaka, I get it. Like Osaka has that, like there is a center of the city actually, so everything's centralized in one area, while Tokyo has like 4 or 5 city centers. So
But
yeah,
actually,
that,
if you look at Kansai nowadays, Kobe, Osaka, and Kyoto, they all they urbanize. It's the urbanization touch each other. So like,
yeah,
you can go to one city to the other without ever leaving the city.
city, yeah, exactly.
So you could say that those three cities together are similar in size to Tokyo.
Yeah, I
It's just that
guess.
it's there's a name for it. I think it's the Kansai megalopolis or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it's something like that.
Right. The only thing that's lacking is like those like huge buildings and wide streets, but that's like the charm of Kansai area. I like it here.
Yeah, yeah, well, still in Kobe, there's not that many. Like I know that if you go in the center of Kobe, you have some pretty wide streets, which was incredible for me coming from Europe and never
Yeah.
seeing in a city streets like that. Like if it was like a highway or something, I could understand, but you have literally highway level width in the city center.
Yeah. Like 4 tracks
Uh,
or something like that in one direction. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah, and you can see a bit in Kobe. In Kyoto, it's a bit more limited, I feel. But in Osaka, if you go towards Namba and all around there, it's pretty big, I feel.
Yeah. like I can never go to Umeda Station and not get confused for at least a couple of minutes. Like in Tokyo, in Shinjuku, I literally get lost every time. But like in
It's
in,
crazy.
in Osaka at like Umeda Station, I just get confused slightly because there's like two levels to the station. It's super convoluted.
There's
But
actually a lot more, lot more levels. There's
yeah, there
three
you go.
different stations, and I also got confused for a long, long time. It took me some time to get used to Umeda.
There you go. Like,
But I used to go there quite a lot because when I lived in Kobe, well, Kobe is nice, but really, if you want to have fun with your friends, go, I don't know, shopping, have a nice dinner, or like, drink, you're gonna go to Osaka.
Osaka,
Uh,
yeah.
and it was also more convenient because people were spread around the lines in Kobe. And Kobe is just a long strip. It's not like most cities you'd think are like a circle. Kobe is just a long strip.
Yeah, because of the mountains and the sea on each side. So
Right. So we had people that were all along this strip, and some of them were closer to Osaka. So sometimes it was more convenient for us to go to Osaka. But
right.
once you get used to Umeda, it's not that difficult.
But
You,
bear,
you, you'll get used to it.
like bear in mind, I moved here in like end of June, and
Yeah.
we were under Corona, so I haven't been going out. I have not been going around the city that much, and
Right.
plus, like I'm married, so it's not like I can go out and party every weekend because, like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're married now, so
Uh,
uh,
and also, you don't live near Umeda, if I understand well. You're
no, no, no,
more, yeah, because whenever I went to Osaka, I had to stop at Umeda. That was the
right.
stop. So I just always went there. Every time I went to Osaka, that's where I'd stop.
Which line were
So
you taking? The Keihan line? No,
no, no. So I was taking the oh fuck, what's the name? The Reds one.
Midosuji?
No, no, no. It's lines. Oh fuck, what's the name? I can't believe I forgot it.
Uh,
It's uh can Q can fuck. Wait.
there's like
Kobe.
There's like I know the ones for Kyoto, but
Oh, Hankyu. Hankyu. There you go.
Hankyu line, yeah, Hankyu.
So when actually I used to take two lines. I never took the JR line in Kobe. My station was on the Hanshin line. And the
Ah,
Hanshin
okay,
line doesn't go to Umeda. So what I would usually do, I could still go all the way to Umeda with Hanshin, but I think it was slower.
yeah,
So what I would do is switch to Hankyu uh, 3 or 4 station after my departure station, and then switch to Hankyu and go all the way to Umeda.
right.
It was easier. Most people were around the Hankyu line, which also to say Hankyu is a bit the more premium line. So
Nicer
in Kobe
trains and
you've got
stuff.
right. You have the 3 lines, and all of them are on different level. Like this, the top one, the bottom one, the middle one. And Hanshin, I think, was one of the cheapest. I think GR was the high, one of
Oh yeah,
the middle
one of the
one,
priciest. Yeah,
and Hankyu was like the nicest one, if I remember correctly. Like in Asia, the nice area was around the Hankyu line.
right.
Hanshin line was, I think, towards the bottom, more close to the sea, which was the not so nice area in Asia.
Like I have not been to Kobe, like literally in the city yet. I've been driving to Rocco Mountain, and then I've been down in the Asia, in the Asia area and Akashi area, the rich neighbor. We just kind of we're driving through like in the middle of the night. We went there for the night view at Rocco Mountain.
It's really, really nice. Like I climbed all the way from Asia to the top of the Rocky Mountain.
Jesus.
It's really nice, and the journey up there was kind of wild. Like my Japanese friend that took me up there told me, "Oh yeah, it's a pretty chill path. So there's no the trail is pretty easy." And we literally had to climb some rocks, and I was like, what do you mean easy? Like that's not like I literally came with some jeans and some regular trainers. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be easy peasy. I don't need to put some flexible fabric
Yeah,
jeans,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. Stretchy. Well, I think the view is amazing. There's like the top three views in Japan. One is like Roko Mountain, another is Hakodate, and the third one is Hiroshima. No, sorry, Nagasaki. Nagasaki.
Nagasaki. You went to Hokodate, right?
Yeah, I went to Hakodate and I passed Hiroshima on my way to Yamaguchi this summer, but I didn't
Hi-
stop.
Hiroshima is really, really nice. If you can stop, especially if I went there in April, so it was the cherry blossom season.
Yeah,
It was so beautiful. Uh, all that the Bakudan Dome, I don't remember
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
the name.
the Hiroshima Dome. That's how they call it. The atomic bomb
Yeah,
site. Yeah,
like the river that's around there. It's so beautiful. There's a park on the other side of the river. It's really, really, really beautiful.
I've seen it in the video on the Abroad in Japan channel.
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty
really,
nice.
but like, what was it? Oh, I was so surprised. Have you ever been to Okayama?
Okayama,
It's
where's
like
that?
it's when you go from Osaka to Kobe and you keep going east towards Kyushu, like it's before Hiroshima.
No, I haven't been there. No.
If you keep like going left on the map,
Hmm.
basically it's like a two, not two, but 1.5 hour drive from Kobe. It's like a beautiful city surrounded with like mountains and nature, and it's like super cool.
Oh, sounds pretty nice. Yeah, I haven't been there. Yeah, I went to Himeji, which is in the
Yeah,
same direction, which I really recommend if you haven't been to. It's really nice.
I've been there like 4 years ago
Uh,
in the castle, climbing the castle all the way up and down.
yeah, it's the view from the station is pretty nice. Yeah, you have one of those really wide street,
Yeah,
and then the castle is all the way on the other side, and you just
yes,
see it in the
straight.
distance.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's really nice. I also went there for the cherry blossom season, and had my cherry blossom picnic on in the courtyard of the castle with
Right,
all the
that's
cherry blossom trees.
sick.
It was pretty nice, yeah. But it's so many people. I was so surprised, and it's the thing. If you ever been to like those uh, cherry blossom viewing parties, you're gonna see that some people go there with their company,
Yeah,
and you're gonna see those drunk salarymen with their boss drinking all together, shouting, being noisy, and and you're like, what the?
what the hell
Because
is going on? Yeah,
yeah, usually for Japanese people, they don't do that. Like in public, being loud. I mean, except really late at night in like the kind of
nightclub areas. Yeah,
yeah, where you're gonna have the bars. Yeah, you're gonna see people drunk and being a bit noisy, but in the middle of the day with like so many people and with the co-workers, it's just really surprising to see that. It kind of surprised me. I was like, what the hell is going on over there? Was a guy like dressed like he had a clown makeup and a wig on. I was like, what the hell is going on over there?
speaking of cool cherry blossom places, like this year in February, we went to Shizuoka to Izu Peninsula, and
Oh,
there's like Kawazu Sakura. Kawazu Sakura. It's like the first cherry blossoms of the year. They're like in late February,
hmm.
and they're like all the way like along this river for like 2 kilometers or more. It's like all cherry blossoms, and they're like this vivid pink, almost purple color, and they're like a huge
Damn.
flower all along the river. And we went there like, oh, there's like Izu is very famous for good onsen, and there's a volcano there, and also Fuji's like right there, so you can also see Mount Fuji. So when we went there, we were thinking like, yeah, it's like not the real cherry blossom season, shouldn't be that busy. We were waiting for a parking lot for like an hour. There were like people from Tokyo, from Yokohama, from Osaka. There's like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And we've been there, we've seen that, and then there's like there's like a waterfall nearby, and once you go down there near the waterfall, they plant wasabi right there. So the like real
Oh,
wasabi is growing there, and they make like wasabi ice cream and wasabi dango. You can actually eat wasabi ice cream. It was good.
wasabi. I think I already had some wasabi ice cream, but wasabi dango, I never tried that.
It's pretty good.
Was it actually spicy?
Yes.
Because one thing
Yes.
I was told by my host mom was that real wasabi is not that spicy. The
Well,
spicy, the spicy one is like artificial one. That's what she told me.
the thing is, when they like
Grate it.
grate it, if you eat it at that very moment, it's spicy. But if you let it sit for like a minute or two, the oxygen fucks it up, and it's not so spicy
Oh,
anymore.
I see. Okay, so
So
that's what.
when we had it, it was like spicy, but you wouldn't get that like tear in your eye, that like feeling in your
The
nose
noise. Yeah.
that you get with that like fake wasabi stuff.
Mm.
So it was
I remember
super good.
my host father once. He took me to a very nice sushi restaurant, and he was like, "Oh, Martin, you need to put a lot of wasabi on your sushi.
They're like,
Like
no, 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 no.
that's." And I was like, "That's what men do." And he showed me, like he took like a big serving of wasabi, put it underneath his fish, uh, just ate it like that. I was like, "Yeah, good." I was like, "Okay, let's do this." And my husband was like, "Oh boy," and I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, yeah,
Just that feeling in your nose, it's really
yeah.
it's not a spiciness like chili peppers. It's not. It's really different.
It's like radish, horseradish.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, having lived in both like urban city area and then in the countryside, which experience do you think is superior when you're first coming to Japan for someone who's like coming fresh out of uni, first time in contact with Japanese culture? Which area would you recommend?
Definitely the city. I mean, it depends on the people, but if you want to experience more thing, talk with people, meet people, it's going to be easier if you're in the bigger city. If you're in a smaller city, people might be scared
Yeah.
of you, kind of. I mean, not scared in a way like they're really afraid. They're just going to be like so nervous. Uh, they won't talk to you. They won't really know how to behave. But if you go to bigger city, I remember uh, there's some kind of bars that you see a lot in bigger cities, which is literally the size of I don't know, just a wall with a hole in it where the barman is, and you just have some seats, and you
On a
have some kind
counter,
of
like.
yeah, just a counter, and you have like some plastic sheets covering you, and you
Okay.
just go and sit there, and you can have a drink, and you like a lot of salarymen when they finish their work, they go to those kind of places. It's like the regular place. It's like very cozy. People know each other. And so if you just go there and you sit down there, people are just going to talk to you. I just once I went there, I sat down and some I don't know 50-something-year-old guy just started talking to me. Oh, where are you from? What are you doing? Oh, yeah, nice, nice. And had a nice conversation. So if you want to practice Japanese, it's really nice, and you can have a lot of interactions with some really interesting people.
That's true, but on the flip side, if you're like living and working in a big city, chances are you're gonna work for an English school, and there's like this big danger of you getting into that foreigner bubble and only speaking English and only hanging out with foreigners. So
Uh,
I was
I
super
mean,
grateful to land in like Matsaka city, which is kind of rural. So I was forced to learn Japanese pretty quick.
I'm gonna contradict you on this because even if you come for English teaching job, yeah, maybe, but I don't think most jobs in bigger cities are English teaching job. You could get a lot of different kind of
True,
job. When you go in a smaller city, yeah, it's 100% going to be a teaching job.
true, true.
Uh, but if you're in a bigger city, you're going to have access to kind of clubs, foreigner clubs, or like not club in dancing, drinking, but like people that want to meet foreigners
Right.
and just interact with foreigner. They want to, most of the time it's university students. They want to improve their English. They want to talk. They want to meet foreigners. They're interested in the how, like they say in Japan, global.
Yeah,
They want to interact with you, and it's also if you want to pick up girls, that's where you should go.
exactly. Yeah,
It's also the same if you're a girl. If you want to meet some Japanese guys, that's probably the best place to go, because people will be interested in talking with you. If you go to a bar, if you go and you talk to people, they might not want to talk to you. They might be afraid to interact with you.
yeah.
Uh, when you're in a small city, you don't have access to those things.
Well, that is actually true. But one thing is, like, if you're coming to Japan, if you're entering Japan as a foreigner, chances are that you're gonna start teaching in some
Oh yeah,
English.
100%.
But like, you remember when we were going to that Ion Mall in Tsu, when we, when we were sitting in that train, like nobody would sit next to us, like just because we're foreign, and everybody was kind of staring at us. But as soon as you like looked them in the eye, they would like avert their gaze. It was,
That also happens to a lesser degree in the bigger cities,
yeah,
but it's like the foreigner zone, and I think every foreigner in Japan is going to experience that.
yeah,
It's not that they hate you. It's not that they're I don't know, xenophobic or anything. It's nothing like that. It's just they don't feel as comfortable, and it's I mean it's understandable. I think people that get upset about that are stupid. Really, if you get upset about that, you're stupid.
no, no, I don't get upset about that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about. I know you don't, but I'm talking to people
Actually,
if they do.
I'm becoming a bit of a racist towards foreigners, because like we're in the middle of the pandemic and Osaka is on like red alert now. So
Mm.
uh, every time I go back from work, there's this one black dude always in the same train as I am, like casually not wearing a mask. And then I exit the train, and then another like black woman is like entering the train, has no mask. I change lines, I go into another train, and there's some like Arab looking dude sitting in the train with no mask. I'm like, come on, fucking people, you're not helping our case here. Like you're being retards. Like
Mm.
that's why we're being stigmatized, because of like cunts like you. I'm really
Yeah.
foreigners. Like I hate us, sort of deal.
I kind of understand. Like a lot of foreigners will come to Japan and think like, oh, I can do whatever I want. Japanese people won't say shit, and it's really damaging for people living in Japan. I mean,
Yeah,
okay, you want to have fun, but really be respectful. Like, if you go to another country, be respectful of how they behave. I, I, Talking about the mask in Japan, I don't think they have a rule or like a mask mandate or anything,
no, no, no.
because Japanese people would just do it. Most of them anyway
But there's
will
like
just wear a
announcements
mask.
everywhere on the station, in the train, all the time. There's like an announcement on every stop, like please wear a mask,
Yeah,
and like
Japanese people will follow that or will obey
most of them, most of them.
because they really have a society where you think it's not a selfish society. You really think of the group. Uh, Shakai is like the god
Yep.
of the.
But like truth be told, like Osaka's a bit different. Like every day I see people with no mask. Like the other day, I had to tell like an old man off. We were in the gym, like in the morning, and he wasn't wearing a mask, even though there's like signs everywhere. And he was like huffing and puffing next to me. So I just turned around to him and like in the coldest, the rudest way I possibly could, I told him like, dude, you're like 60 years old. You're not wearing a mask. You're the oldest one here. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? And he apologized, put on a mask, and left. I was like, come on. There's like some other like
I mean,
steroid guys doing the same thing. I just approached them. They're shocked. Like don't act like the big bad dude if you're actually a mouse. Like a foreigner comes to you and tells you like put the mask on, you retard, and oh sorry. Like
I mean, in a way, that's very foreign-like what you're doing to tell people other people off.
Yeah, but
It's not totally fine.
every person in that gym is thinking that they're just too afraid to do it because it's breaking the norm, and everybody's like grateful, like
Yeah,
for having me. So I'm doing people a favor. I don't care.
yeah. It's just it's the thing. It's like because there's that thing of not telling other off. Uh, it's something very fun. I like to just go to people and say, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, I mean,
Which it's why some people abuse Japan in a way where they go and do whatever they want.
yeah.
I think like very famous one was Jake Paul doing stupid shit for his YouTube channel.
Yeah, I won't even go into that. I think
Yeah.
everyone knows that's like the ultimate, like, take a crap on everything. Like, but yeah, I mean, uh, actually, I didn't know that, but the place where we lived is actually kind of like one of the active Yakuza hotspots. Actually, like, you know that that restaurant that had like a couple of branches here and there. We often went for drinking.
Uh,
There's like a bar and a pizza place right next to it. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
yeah. I don't want to say the name, but
That one?
yeah, it's actually run by a Yakuza dude, and he was our student, like before.
Oh, I think I heard about that. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he told me.
yeah. So, and you know those pointless, like, small bridges all around Matsusaka? There's like no point in having it, but it's like the street goes up and it's a small bridge. All of those were built by Yakuza for whatever reason.
Huh. But I kind of see that because in Matsusaka there was so many expensive cars. And I was like,
Yeah,
what the hell is happening here? Like, I
yeah.
saw some really nice cars, and I was like,
Oh yeah, we
that's not what you should see in a countryside
yeah.
area. What's going on?
But actually, you left at that time, but John and I, one night we went down drinking to another bar that opened. The same owner opened another bar in the same area, just like 500 meters away.
Oh, the
So
one on the other side of the train tracks.
no.
Oh, another one after that one?
Yeah. They opened another one.
Shit.
And that
Okay.
waiter that was our buddy, he moved there. He was like in charge of the place. So
Uh-huh.
anyway, we go in there, and there's like these two young dudes, maybe in their 30s, uh,
Hmm.
sitting there just hanging out. And then they notice us foreigners, and they start talking to us. They're, oh, you dudes, you're foreigners. Do you have like any tattoos? I'm like, yeah, I have one. And they're like, oh, show me. That's cool. And I showed them my tattoo. They're like, oh my God, that's cool. Look at ours. And they're like, pull their shirt up. And they're like full backs in Irazumi, in the like Japanese gang tattoos. I was
Uh,
like, oh, okay. And we actually had a pretty cool night. We were like drinking all night, sitting next to each other. We were pretty friendly.
so that's the thing about the Yakuza. So as I told you, like when I was in Kobe, the place where I lived was a Yakuza area. And that's what my host mom told me is if you meet a Yakuza in a bar, they're going to be chill. They don't care. It's if you do business with them,
Business, yep.
they're going to be ruthless. You can't bullshit those guys. But if you just go and have a drink and you're respectful, you just have a nice time with them, they're gonna be chill. They don't care. They don't want to have any trouble. They're not there to create trouble. Like the image you have in the media is like Yakuza are big guys. They're like, oh, what the hell are you doing here? I'm gonna beat you up.
Oh,
It's not like
those are
that.
Yakuza wannabes. Those are the Yankees.
Yeah.
Although I had like a falling out with some Yankees once, one drunk night in Matsuka. But
No way.
yeah, like, anyway, one night, you know that Azito place where they serve that like carbonara
Yeah.
udon, tomato udon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chris and I uh, and Lee was also there. We went all there,
Wait,
and
Chris? Who's Chris?
Chris, the girl that replaced you.
Oh, the president. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we all went there and we were having dinner, and Chris is like, "Ah, fuck, I didn't get money. Like, can you show me to the combini?" And I actually wanted to go to the combini anyway. So we like go to the combini, and on our way we are going through the Tatagomachi area. You know,
Hmm.
there's like a 3-story on the main street, 3-story snack bar, and there's like 10 police cars with their lights on. and there's like a circle of policemen, and there's like one dude standing on the sidewalk, and there's one dude standing on the third floor on the balcony screaming at each other. So apparently it's a yakuza fight, but they're not fighting, they're screaming at each other, so Japanese police can't intervene, they're just standing there in case it escalates.
Okay.
And Chris is like, oh fuck, let's not go this way. I'm like, no, let's go through the group. She's like, you're fucking nuts. I'm like, Chris, I promise you nothing's gonna happen. Like, watch this. So we like,
Okay.
I say my sumimasen, and we walk like the police people move, and the yakuza stop screaming at each other, and everybody's like looking at us while we go through their circle to the combini, and nobody says shit. And then on our way back, we do the same thing. The same thing happens. I actually have a photo in my phone of the convoy of police that was there. Like,
Oh, you should send that to me.
yeah, it's in my old phone. I'll dig it out. It's pretty sick.
Oh boy.
But
It's
I was
actually,
like, we're foreigners. They're not gonna bother. Like, do you speak English? No. Oh, fuck him. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
you didn't do anything wrong. You were just walking through.
yeah.
But it was, yeah, I'm actually surprised that the police didn't say anything to you.
No, because
That's pretty well.
because like, what did I do? I'm a foreigner. Like, I don't understand how your police rules work. Like in Serbia, if you see police, you better, even if you didn't do anything, you better kind of get away, because they might beat you up if they're in a bad mood.
Nice.
So yeah, it was pretty chill.
That's good to know. When I go to Serbia, I mean, I'll be careful.
No, they're good to foreigners though.
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose.
So yeah, Matsaka was pretty wild. It was good like having friends there. Now here in Osaka, I couldn't make any friends because of the fact that like it's Corona, and I'm married, and it's kind of,
Yeah, but really, but I mean, with your wife, you can't really do that because like there's foreigner meeting groups things, like those international association things,
yeah,
uh, like international clubs. Those are really good place to meet some friends, and you're gonna meet some foreigners too, so you can make some foreigner friends. It's not only to meet Japanese people. It really depends on what you want to do, but uh, what you should look for are some foreigner bars, small ones. That's where you can meet some foreigners. And I knew of a place in Kobe, but now it's shut down because the manager was kind of how to say touching his
ah,
customers, female customers, and trying
okay.
to yeah, it was pretty. I think he also did drugs. I think
Well, it
he was
goes hand in hand.
Canadian. I think he got ass fucked by the police in Japan. Like they raided his place. So yeah, just to say like if you like drugs, if you like all kinds of narcotic, don't go to Japan, or at least don't bring any and
Yeah,
don't try to do any in Japan.
like the conviction rate is like 99.5%.
Well, that's because they only go after people that they know they can convict.
Yeah,
And
and they make
oh,
them confess and just,
yeah, so, some people had some pretty awful experience with the police that just limit. It's like almost torture what they did to them.
yeah. I heard stories, but actually my neighbor here is like a, I don't know, high school, university max kid,
Mhm.
and every now and then when I go out in the middle of the night to throw my trash, I see them like hanging out and like smoking weed. And like the first time they were like, oh shit, good timing. I was like, nah, don't worry. Like, it's all cool. Like,
Well, was it really weird?
oh
Weird.
yeah, I mean, I could smell it. Like,
Damn. When I was in Osaka, I think I only smelled it once in the station where there's that a big aquarium thing.
ah,
I don't remember the name of the station, but
uh,
that's the only place in Japan where I ever smelled and distinct weed smell.
yeah,
But I
but
mean, that's pretty much in the south of Osaka, right? It's a bit.
yeah, Osaka's like the most Western city in Japan. It's like the most kind of Europe Europe-esque place. So
Actually, I'd say it's more Kobe. I mean, it depends what you mean by westernized,
it's like
but
people are friendly, open, everything's like
uh,
whatever sort of
or
deal.
that would be just yeah, Kansai and Osaka more particularly. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why actually I chose to go when I did my study program in Japan. I absolutely didn't want to go to Tokyo,
Right.
uh, which wasn't the case for most people. Most people wanted to go to Tokyo. I was like, oh, Tokyo, beautiful, great. I want to go to Tokyo. It's where all the shit is. For me, I had some Japanese friends, and I knew about Kansai, and I talked to them, and they were like, yeah, Kansai is nice, but uh, Tokyo is nice also. But in Tokyo, people are so busy. They're a bit cold. They won't be really friendly.
Yep.
So
True.
I really didn't want to go there.
But it's also like what you make of it. It's like
Oh
I've
yeah.
heard stories like in the school that I am now. They're like people that quit their job and left home just because they were lonely and couldn't make friends. So it's like whenever I went to Tokyo, like people would approach me on the street and chat me up. It's like just what kind of energy you project. Like
I mean, if you're in a smaller city, I understand because in a smaller city, it's way, way more difficult. You can have a small
yeah,
group, and getting Japanese friend is going to be difficult. And most of the
difficult.
time, I mean, for me, for example, I was 23. People my age were kind of absent.
Yeah, true.
So if you're in a bigger city like Osaka, I think you have no excuse, really.
Yep.
If you're lonely, open up Tinder, you're gonna find people.
Yeah, that's your
If
problem if you're lonely. Like that's your fault.
you, mm.
But
I mean, it's also like there's a. I mean, if you like teaching and you feel lonely in Japan, I think yeah, you should try going to those international global association things. You're gonna meet some people if you're in a bigger city, right?
I mean, pick up a hobby. Like I don't know, join a club, join a gym. You're gonna meet people. It's just people who don't want to do anything. You know, they stay at home and talk to their family every night and bitch about work. Like, yeah,
Mm,
my latest coworker in my ex company was like that, and like she would save
right.
all of this money, but like
What, Chris?
no, the next one.
The next one.
Yeah, anyway, but we would like make parties like John and I bought a baby pool. You know, those
Oh yeah, you told me.
tiny pools, and Lee had a pool for his kids, so we would like blow two pools up, fill them up with water, get some beer, get the speaker, like the Bluetooth speaker and the barbecue, and we would like sit in a pool with the beer. Like the two of us like would sit in a baby pool. It was like eh, and you
Sounds
know
pretty nice.
that company like next to us, our neighbors that have like people who work there. It's like small office.
I think it's an architect or something like that,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. People were coming out and like looking at us like, what the hell is going on here?
Oh, I can picture it.
So Matsaka, actually, it's a pretty beautiful place.
Matsaka?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You've got like some really beautiful scenery there, especially in summer.
yeah.
It was really beautiful. One thing that is a pity is that in winter it's cold, but there's no snow.
And it's windy as hell.
Yeah.
No.
You see, when it's cold, if there's snow, I can forgive it. Like
Yep,
snow is beautiful.
yep.
So you're like, oh, okay, it's cold, but there's snow. But if it's cold and there's no snow, you're like, why am I suffering for nothing?
It snowed like a couple of times. It got white last year, but that was it.
Oh
So,
shit,
oh,
I missed it.
actually, uh, speaking of Matsaka, you know, when we were going out, we would kind of meet the same people over and over, and
Yeah,
it's kind of like the city is all dead. There's not
mm.
many places to go. So yeah, countryside may not be the most fun. If you can't drive,
Yeah,
it's hell. Like
yeah, that was the case for me.
yeah,
There was not much I could do. Uh, which was a bit of a shame. I was so used to living in a bigger city. So like for me, yeah, I think that's a good point. Is if you start off in a bigger city, going to a small size city is
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
hell,
hell. Yeah, hell.
and that's why I really hated it in Matsushaka. I mean, it was nice, but it was not as great as when I lived in Kobe. Like when I lived in Kobe, it was oh my, just remembering it just makes me feel like what a shit year was it was in Matsusaka. Like really, I
Hmm.
could just whenever I wanted feel like oh I'm just gonna go to like uh the night life kind of area and just have a drink and I could just go there and go to another place, do some shopping. Just there was so much to do.
Yeah,
And in Matsusaka it was just I don't know. It feels I think for Americans it's not the same because for Europeans maybe it's different because European cities are very different from Japanese city. I think
right.
Japanese cities are very similar to American cities where people have a car, they move around with a car,
That's it.
and so for Americans it's maybe not that bad, but for me as a European it was like
It's
I
like
didn't like it.
it's like great living there if you have a base of friends, which I kind of built my life there. So, but it's also a trap because okay, there's no space for you to, find a better job and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's only good for a year or two max. You get your Japanese up and then kind of move away. But uh, I don't know. We had some wild nights though in both Matsusaka and Osaka.
yeah, those were good times. Good times. It
Have
was
you?
like really the uptime of my life in Matsusaka was when we were
Yeah.
going drinking.
Fuck yeah, man. Like, you ever been to Tokyo much?
I've been once, only once, and I stayed for like 2 days, so I didn't have time to do much. Especially when I went, it was raining. The weather was shit.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go to was it Shinjuku, like the kind of nighttime area,
Yeah,
but it was raining when I went. So I was like, yeah,
sucks.
well, fuck that.
God, I love that place. That city is the best city in the world, hands down.
I don't know. I feel like you can't beat Osaka. I think Osaka is
Well,
just better.
the look, the food is better, the people are better. If you're looking for a place to live, Osaka is the place to live. But I'm talking about like seeing stuff and having fun. And if you're coming for fun, like Tokyo is so big, there's like so many things to do and see. But in Osaka, everything you can see the entirety of Osaka in 3 days. And Tokyo, I've spent like I've been there like 4 or 5 times since I moved here. So last August for Obon, my friend from Serbia came to visit me, and we stayed like 8 days in Tokyo, and we couldn't see everything, not even
Right.
close. But damn, that was wild.
I mean,
Yeah,
I agree that in Tokyo you have a lot of things to do and to see. Uh, but living there, I don't know, doesn't seem like the best.
no, definitely
Maybe
not.
for a year or two, maybe yeah. But I personally, I'm gonna go back to Japan in a few years when I'm gonna get my master degrees, and I might have to live in Tokyo. I might because that's where most of the jobs are.
Yeah.
But I really wish to get a job either in Kobe or Osaka because I want
Mm.
to live in Kobe pretty much. I don't want Osaka is it's nice, but I would rather live in Kobe.
Yeah, Osaka's like a bit dirty and a bit all of that, but uh, I don't know. I kind of like Osaka, but I live a bit in Higashi Osaka.
Hmm,
So I live like near Yao Airport, near military airport. So there's pretty much nothing around here.
right.
Like I
How,
have
how 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 far is it? I mean, how much time does it take from your closest station to I don't know, let's say Umeda?
to Umeda about 40 minutes,
Oh, that's pretty far, right?
but I have like 15 minutes to Tennoji, which is cool.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So yeah, but to work I travel like an hour and 20 minutes every day.
Wait, where's your work?
My work is near Kansai Airport in Izumi-sano.
Oh, damn, yeah.
So I take like I transfer at Tennoji, then I go to all the way to Shinimamiya, which
Wait,
is
you go up and then you go back down?
yes, and then I take the Nankai line and go down for 30 minutes. So
Oh
yeah,
shit. How much is your Tekiken?
42,000 yen every month, but my company covers it, so it's okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because that would be quite a lot of money every month to pay.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be working. Like no way. I think we're either gonna move like sometime soon, or I'm gonna ask to be transferred for my next contract because like bro, like I would depart from home at like 10:20, so I can get to work
But
at
from
12.
what time to what time do you work?
I work from 12 to 9.
Okay.
And then I leave around, sometimes if I'm lucky I catch the 9:11 train, or if I'm not there's the 9:29, and then I get home about 10:30,
Hmm.
and then I go to the gym and it's already midnight, eat dinner, like take a shower, like talk to the wife, whatever. It's like already 2 a.m. I sleep my 5 or 6 hours, I wake up and do it all over again.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's but hey, the train is actually pretty good.
How's the school you're going to now?
Well, I can't give the name
Yeah,
like online
compared
and
to,
stuff. Oh, way better.
yeah, how so? What's different?
Like the pay is better, and the the just the working conditions are better. And I have Shakai Hoken actually, which
Yeah.
hey,
One thing we should say is for people that want to do a teaching job in Japan to not fall into the trap I fell into.
hey, same here.
Where it happens a lot for English teaching jobs. I suppose for every teaching job actually, but especially English, where they're going to give you a contract saying like, "Oh, you work for us 40 hours a week, so you have
Yeah,
a 40 hours contract." And like, "Oh, cool,"
but
and
you're
they're going to say,
under 30 hours teaching time.
"Yeah." So what they declare to the government is that, "Oh, so this guy working for us, he's not actually working full time. He's just working
Yeah,
29 hours a week.
yeah,
So we're not going to pay
pension, yeah,
his
and
pension
health
yet,"
insurance, yeah,
which is bullshit.
which is bullshit, yeah.
Uh, and they say, oh, but you have a higher salary for to compensate. Yeah, no, you don't.
No,
Like
yeah,
if you look at the salary you get and you compare it to a Japanese salary, yeah, maybe it's a bit higher, but we don't get all the bonuses,
no,
and that's where they make the big bucks.
because look, I had to enroll myself into Kokumi Nenking, and I had
Mm,
to pay it by myself, which got around 14,000 a month straight out of my pocket in the
mm.
first year. So
The company is supposed to pay half of it.
yep, but like this way, I get for my pension and for my health insurance, I got deducted about 43,000 every month.
Mm,
But it's like the real deal. It's like the pension. So I'm like okay with that.
mm, mm,
And then plus the transportation, we get bonuses. They're not big, and they cap after your first contract. So for example, I get my bonus about $800 upon completion of my first contract, and then in my next year my pay goes up a bit, but the bonuses go up, but that's where they stop. They double, the bonus doubles, and then it doesn't move again. So this company is also okay for like 2 or 3 years, but some
mm.
people stay for I met a guy who's working for the same company for like 19 years. So
Damn.
hey,
But I mean, it depends on what you want to do, what you like, and your skill set. Uh, if you like teaching and if that's what you want to do with your life, then it's all good. I mean,
definitely not.
it's a You don't want to.
No, dude, screw teaching. It's like I dread every day, like going to work and doing it all over again. But it's not as bad as it was.
Yeah, like I think I don't know about you, but the thing that really how to say this that really pushed me over the line, like I didn't like about teaching in Japan was you're not really a teacher. You're more like a entertainer, like you're a
Yep,
clown.
yep,
And I don't mean that it's not like
in a bad way, but
yeah, it's not in a bad way. It's just like most people that are gonna come and take lessons, they just want to have a good time speaking English and they want to like improve their English, but they're not so serious about their English. They're just like, oh yeah, it's
well,
nice if I can talk some English.
I mean that was that company. This company where I'm working is pretty different. We prepare like people for Aiken one and TOEIC and stuff like that.
Mm.
So it's pretty different. We have
But
like this AI that's like helping students improve. We have this app where they can study and do all of this shit. But it's pretty high tech, actually.
but then again, for that kind of job, I feel like Japanese teachers are more suited for that because how do you explain grammar, English grammar, in English to someone that doesn't understand English?
Yeah, that's why we have both English native teachers and Japanese teachers in the
Yeah,
same company. But
and the first company we were in, they just had English teachers, and
yeah,
we were supposed to teach grammar to Japanese people that had no clue about English in English, and it just I don't know, it was soul sucking. Like it just my soul was like I don't know, it was horrible,
like
and
how many face palms a day?
it's not there for, and it's not there for like they don't understand, but just the company says, oh, but you have to do it, you have, but they don't understand and they can't get better. And then there's the other type of students that just don't give a shit about the English. They just want to have fun. They just want to
Yep,
have a good time.
exactly.
And so you have to do a lesson that they never done before, uh, but it's not too difficult. So after they've come for 10 years, they've done the same lessons over and over again. And you're like, okay, well,
What's the
if I do
point?
something they already done before, I'm going to get told off. They're going to complain. If I do something new, they're going to complain because it's too difficult and why am I learning this? Well, you're paying for it.
Yep,
And that
exactly.
literally happened to me, and I was so pissed off when that
I
happened.
know. But like the thing is, people like to pretend, like at least where I work, everybody's like so serious about it, especially the Japanese people. And I'm like, people, it's not a real job. Like, it's not a real job. I'm sorry. They're like, what do you mean? Like, we work a lot. I'm like, wait, after this job, can you say, okay, I did this job and this opens so many doors? Well, we learn how to communicate with people. We will learn how to sell stuff because we have to sell a lot. I'm like, yeah, but can you teach at a university? No. Can you like, can you become like a banker? No. Can you become a salesman? No. So you're wasting your
Mm.
time basically.
Yeah, unless you want to be a teacher for the rest of your life, I don't recommend teaching English in Japan. Or like, if you think you can come to Japan, uh, do a teaching job, and maybe found something after, it's going to be really difficult. You have
Yeah.
to have some skills besides that. If you don't have any skills besides that, it's going to be quite difficult. I mean, if you have other skills, other diplomas in other stuff, you might be able to find a job and use the English teaching job as an entry point.
Yeah.
That's really possible because a lot of jobs are going to require you to be in Japan before they uh, they employ you. So that does work, but you need something there. You can't just wing
Yeah.
it.
Actually, like my Japanese improved a lot, but I have been very
I noticed.
lazy. Thank you. I've been like very lazy, and I haven't been studying kanji, like
Yeah,
writing and stuff. So
same.
so it's like I can't actually read that well, and I can't write, but I can talk. And my diploma is worthless because it's in medicine. And if I want to work in medicine, I need to get a certification here, which is all in Japanese. It's not in
Mhm.
Latin like we do in Europe. it's like in Japanese. So I would have to learn all the terminology all over again.
Yeah, that would be quite difficult.
Yeah, so I'm
Quite
better off
difficult.
looking at. That's why I'm doing podcasts.
I mean, yeah, you do you, man.
Well, I
And
mean,
that's a,
figuring it out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why I came back to Europe, and I'm currently studying to be a developer. Actually, I'm already a developer. I'm a web and mobile developer. Yay!
Well, hey,
It's
it's
pretty, it's pretty easy. Like really, I couldn't believe how easy it was. Like, really, anybody could do it. I
is
don't
there a
think
lot of
it's
math involved?
no.
Okay then.
Right, okay. Do you know how to figure out if a number is even or odd?
No, I suck at math.
Yeah, but I didn't. I stopped math really early in high school, but that's once you know how to do it. It's you just divide it by two. You do a modulo two, which is you look at the leftovers of a division, and if
Right.
it's zero, then it's even. It's just that's I think that's the most math I used being a web developer.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yeah, you really don't need math. I mean, if it depends what you do. If you're gonna do some, actually I use some other math, some ratio, but ratioing is like pretty easy. And if you don't know, you can just Google it. It's not you won't if if you do algorithm, then yeah, you need a pretty high level of math I think. But for web developing stuff, is not so much. For
Right.
basic things, if you go and create a web app where you're going to have to manipulate things on the canvas and I don't know, that might require some math to calculate some stuff. I'm not sure. I've done a bit of it, but I figured it out. Anybody could figure it out. Really, it's not that hard.
I mean,
I mean, no, actually, no, not anybody could figure it out. I had some really stupid people in my training. Like it was crazy. Yeah. Before doing that training, I thought had a basic level of human intelligence. I thought there was a basic level,
no,
but that training just tanked my expectations.
goes lower. I mean, look, I don't do anything special. I have like a YouTube channel where I upload like some very poorly edited videos because of my machine limitations.
You've got a MacBook, right?
Yeah, and when I open the editing software, it's all like choppy and stuff. So I do very basic editing,
Well,
and
it's not one, and yeah, so that's to be expected.
like yeah, I'm just trying to see what I like and if I can learn something along the way, and then use it for a job. It's gonna be sweet, but
That's fine. That's fine.
it's all good in the Japanese neighborhood. Speaking of which, tomorrow I'm going to apply for a visa renewal. Gonna have to go to the immigration.
Oh god, that's one of the worst. Like you're gonna see so many Filipino Chinese
Yeah,
people.
I've been there before when I had to report that I quit my job. But tomorrow they work until like 4, and I hope to get there around 2. Hopefully, 2 hours will be enough.
Mm, let's see.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I have until
it's
February. So
February.
yeah, my
Yeah,
company told me
should
like
be.
at the latest in February. So
So you get another 1 year visa.
yeah, they were supposed to extend it 3 years, but so for people who come to Japan on their first contract with this company, they give them a 3-year visa. But for us who are living here and then get hired from Japan, they give us a 1 year for whatever reason.
That's weird.
Yeah, I thought about switching to spousal visa, but they give you a 1 year anyway. And then if I want to get permanent residency, I need to have been married for 3 years and to currently be on a 3-year visa.
Oh, I see.
So I might just as well continue with my work visa because it's gonna be the same length anyway. So fuck
see.
it. But yeah,
Yeah.
you should come to Japan and we should do some wild stuff in Tokyo.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be in Tokyo. I don't know if I'm gonna be in Osaka. I wish I'll be in Osaka. That's
I
really
mean,
what I
just
wish.
take a trip because I don't plan on living in Tokyo for now.
Hey, dude, I wanted to do that this year. I was supposed to come to Japan in December, but
Yeah.
guess what happened?
Hey, I was supposed to come to Europe in like 8 days from now, but shit
Yeah.
happens, eh? Like
Fuck
anyway,
that. My
it's been,
girlfriend was supposed to come too, and she couldn't.
yeah. I was planning to ask you about that, but yeah, sounds shitty. Anywho, it's like 12:30 already. I have to get ready for tomorrow, so I'll have to
Oh yeah.
stop the recording now